All right. Good evening, everybody. We are back. We're back. It's been a long break. Holidays in between Christmas, New Year's. I mean, we've all been busy. Juventus has been busy. So we're gonna address a few things. First, let's say hi to our guest, Pietro, president of Juventus Official Fan Club Vancouver. Welcome, Pietro.
Thank you, Julio. It's always nice to be back.
Thank you. And our Giovanni in Hollywood. Welcome, Giovanni.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank
Happy
you.
Happy New Year, and we are, expecting a couple more guests. They're like just a few minutes late, so they will join us when they'll be ready. You know, there is plenty to talk. Today, Napoli played, the game that they had missed because of the Supercoppa. And it looks like that today's game it's shaping the ranking in an interesting way. But before going and to talk about Juventus, I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me pull up um, a picture so we know what we're talking about. So I want to tell me. Let's forget about Juventus for the moment. All right. So this is the three teams that are like in the top three. First, second, and third. All right. So who do you think is overperforming, underperforming, and if you had to put money on somebody, who do you think is going to take it away? Oh, take it home. Yeah.
Uh, not because they're a better team, but I think Inter has the most chance because in one way or the other, they always come up on top, whether they're going to be helped or they get the rabbit out of the hat. So, but most times it's because if anything has to go their way, VAR will find a way to help them out. Um, that's my opinion.
So you think that have an edge uh, because they're help. Do you think they're a better team?
On paper, they probably have the most complete team, but they're also a little bit old as well.
Who will come second?
I never go against Allegri. He's a winner. His teams don't play well, but he always gets the result. The only reason why I'm going against Conte is because he can only do one thing, and he coaches the same way all the time, and it's pressure, 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 and I don't know if he can do more than one Coppa Italia and Serie A and Champions, all that. I don't think he's meant for three competitions.
Giovanni, what do you think?
I'm kind of
If
the
you had to
same.
be one of these three, who's gonna win? Who's gonna come in second and third?
I would say, as much as I hate saying this, I would say Inter once again. I think for how things are shaping up, for how things are going, and it's to me, it's always like those small chances, and opportunities, and those small details that kind of like give them that edge, that advantage. But don't get me wrong, I think like as Pietro was saying, is like they're pretty old, they're pretty tired. I think with all due respect to their coach, they're building on momentum that they had because they're not playing differently to what they've been playing the past few years. I feel like Kivu is just there, you know, to push what their society, their higher ups have been wanting and what they've been doing. But uh, as of right now, I would say Inter. But um, yeah, for this year, that's what I see. And you know what? It's nice for once to struggle to pick a clear one because it means that this season has been fun. It means that it's challenging, it's hard. You know, they're all right there, which means it's been a good season. If there was a clear top one, then would have been as fun. But this season has been good. A lot of uh, surprises for sure. And if I would have to choose a second one, I'll probably go with AC Milan as well.
Really?
I think Conte, as much as I like the aggressiveness, he is just wearing them out.
Mm.
Um, I'm I see they have a few good talents in their team. There are a couple players that I really like, but he's just wearing them down. And they're struggling to keep the momentum. I'm just surprised like we haven't heard from De Laurentiis yet. He's known to have a short temper, so
I
uh,
mean, now that content doesn't have it either, so
yeah, yeah,
it's a good
exactly,
contest.
exactly. But yeah, I would say like probably it's gonna be very close. I would say it's gonna be very close, like a very few
You-
points. But I would say Inter, unfortunately.
Do you guys think they're like now you both said Inter? Do you guys think they're like a better team than when we met them in when was it, in September?
I personally don't think so. Um, I think it's just shaped up to have some luck and some games that they earned some extra points, I would say, and that helped them push through. And also Napoli losing momentum. But you know, you also got to consider there's been other teams in the league that have been improving.
Right, right.
So um, I think it's like there's somewhat of a balance where some of the top teams are starting to like drop a little bit, and it's not that they might pick it back up. There would be moments like that. They need to get a hit, shake it up, and then come back to the top. But um, I I don't know. I wouldn't say they're better than what they were. I think hasn't changed much. They just had some good opportunities, I would say.
All right, all right. Okay. Let's get into the juicy stuff here. Enough of Inter, Milan, and whatever. I want to show you something. Okay, so the last time we did a podcast, it was on December 10th. All right. Then people left on vacation, Christmas. We haven't done anything since then. So what I did, and sorry, let me quickly do one thing that I forgot to do earlier. Here we go. So what I did, I went back then and I pulled up the ranking of December 10th. All right. So this is the last time we met, the last time we got together here. All right. This was the ranking in Serie A. All right. So Juventus was in 7th place, 8 points away from first and second, 7 points away from the third spot, 7 points away from the third spot, and then 4 points away from the fourth with three teams ahead. 3 teams ahead of us, between us and the fourth spot. Now, here we are, 1 month later, literally 1 month later, okay? And I'm going to show you where we stand, which it kind of blew my mind today when I was comparing the two, but all right, this is where we stand today, guys. It's mind blowing. it has been like literally 4.5 weeks, and now we're like fourth in fourth place. We nobody between us and the fourth place. 1 point away from the third spot. We were 7 points away from the third spot, and 7 points away from the top. So not much has changed between us who is in first place. It changed who is in first place because it was AC Milan. So AC Milan was like 8 points ahead of us. Now it's like what, one, potentially four. Okay, so there has been like a ridiculous like shift. Okay, in our situation. Now I'm gonna ask you guys this question, and then I'm gonna ask this question when Matteo comes in. What the hell happened? What happened? Like, how can a team, you know, change a game so much in 4 weeks? In 4 weeks, Pietro, let's go.
State of mind, believing in themselves, having a real coach, uh, all those things. I think Spalletti is becoming more of a father figure, a mentor to the boys than the other two coaches. He just has a way of you know the stick and the carrot with the players. When they do right, he praises them, but when they make a mistake, he's there to let them know. Um, and I think it's all confidence, man. Nothing else has really changed. It's the same players that we had before, right? Um,
Right, but that's the thing. So it's just the coach. So it's just the
well,
coach.
that's the only thing that changed, Julio, in my opinion. What else did it change? Nothing else changed.
No, 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 no. I understand.
Yeah. I mean, if I see in the last month what has changed, what the only change I can really see is the coaching. Uh, Nothing else really changed.
Oh, this changed. Bremer. It's not a small detail. Nobody pretty much had it. Tudor really
Yes,
never had it. Thiago Motta really never
yeah,
had it.
but
I mean, I'm just playing
yeah,
devil's
no,
advocate. I'm just playing
you,
devil's advocate.
Julio,
I'm
you're
not
right.
saying it's
But
Bremer.
have you noticed how everybody now before we had give the ball to Yildiz and let's see what happens.
Uh,
Okay, now is more of a team where they're coming down the left flank, the right flank. It's not so predictable. Where Juventus before was very predictable. You put two, three guys on Yildiz, well, on the other flank, it's going to open up and we score from the other flank. David is playing incredible. He's playing with the team. He's coming back. He's you know you can just see that there is a system in place where before it wasn't. Again, that's my opinion, and I think a lot has to do with the coaching. Of course, Bremer brought he makes the defense so much better. But if you recall before, we would score and then sometimes we would score too early, and I knew we were gonna lose or tie because we would if something would happen against us, we would lose all the confidence. Where now we don't.
John,
It's hard to pinpoint like what really has changed or what made them improve or anything like that. Definitely, the coaching is the starting point, the biggest thing that we've seen, the biggest change that we've seen, and somehow something's been happening. I do I do think the positive that it's coming through is that Spalletti stands his ground. Um, he has coached plenty of teams before. He's been successful before. He has a system. He has his method, and he has a lot of patience. I feel like that's another thing. He's been having a lot of patience. He's been trying to understand uh, what works and what doesn't with each player. And he's just been solidifying the ones that do work, the ones that have always been working, without changing too much with them and trying to bring more to a flow to the whole playing style. Because I don't think, you know how we've had people before going like, oh, but that player doesn't go there, that player doesn't go there, he's supposed to play there, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at it, it didn't really change too much of the players' positions. I mean, they're pretty much in the same formation, pretty much the same spots. So I think he definitely injected something, and I think he is also letting them understand that it takes time for some of these things, and you just have to trust yourself. Um, I do see like a better flow, better passing flow, taking more chances, taking more responsibilities. So I think that has definitely been helping. We haven't met any big challenges yet, or not yet, but we played like Bologna and Roma, and those were like some good fights, some good games. And then after that, it was smaller teams more in the
Even before that.
second half. Yeah. And so, but definitely like every every result counts. And I think Spalletti is looking at every game. Who cares what's after that? Just play the game, take the win, take the goals, and let's go. So
I personally believe that you know a lot of the credit is gotta go to Spalletti. I mean, he he really took the team when we were like probably I want to say at our lowest, not where we were placed in the ranking, whatever, but like because he was like what the fourth time we're changing now a coach in 2 years. I don't recall anything in the recent history. So I think it took a lot of balls on his side, to take a team like that, to take it only, with a 6 months contract, so like a total gamble, and to be where we're now, I think it would be foolish to not give him like credit. In fact, I think he literally deserves this at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. You
the
know,
Duomo di
uh,
Torino they have.
yeah, yeah. But I think it needs to be said also something that uh, something that like maybe the other coaches didn't have. Uh, it was like the lucky breaks, you know, winning the game where you need to win it. Like even if it was a last minute, having a streak of like easier games where like winning helps gaining confidence. So lucky for us, lucky for him. Like there was the combination of everything that I think is working on our favor. But it is completely undeniable that the team is playing better. I mean, Jesus, when was the last time that we saw them playing from minute 1 to minute 90th, like against Cremonese, like that, where you're like, okay, we're in total control. It's a matter of time before we score. You know,
Yeah, remember Julio, when we used to watch the games, we would always be beginning of the season is like, oh, they're only gonna play one half. Let's see
one half,
which halves they're gonna play because they would
right,
either come
right,
in, play like shit, and then play the second half, or do the opposite. And now it
yeah,
just seems like a more balanced flow throughout.
yeah. There was like this whole, whatever back and forth with the PK that they didn't give us, and then they gave us the other one. In all honesty, I feel like that game would have gone that way no matter what. Even if they gave them the PK and they would have scored the 2-1, I think they were on the field like we want to see them, like literally ripping the freaking grass off below their feet, and aggressively attacking nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. I watched like Inter's game today. They were not even half of what we did 2 days ago against Cremonese. So there is a shift And it's undeniable there was Spalletti to me. But a lot of things are playing in his favor. Bremer came back, and these easier games and whatnot. I do love here. I don't know who this guy is. Do I know? It says, press them from minute one, and pause halftime. Seriously, like, it's something completely different. And speaking of press, I love these press conferences. How he addresses like the journalists, how he addresses the press. Even shows confidence in there. Pietro, like now we've been talking about Spalletti, and we haven't had you, in a while when there was a lot of talk about management. I would like to hear what you think about this management. Like, up until we had Tudor and we were sacking, everybody was pointing the finger at Comolli, at Elkan, and we didn't have Ottolini. Now we have Ottolini. We didn't have the sporting director. It was like a whole whatever. Now everybody's in heaven again. And what do you think? Where does the truth lie? Like, are they good? Are they bad? Are you happy with what they've done so far?
Well, we live in a society of instant gratification, right? We want
Right.
everything now, now, now. Um, you need to give it time. Management, we tried with Cristiano before, and it didn't work out. And he was supposed to be the best manager in Italy, right? And he came to Juve, and he underestimated Juve, and within a year and a half, he was not even a year. I guess a year and a half, he was out. So I think we got to give time to management. Did they make mistakes? Of course they did. But let's not forget they also inherited a lot of mistakes that they need to fix. Okay.
What is
And
something that you looking back at what they've done in the past like 6 months, this management commonly from May until now, that you wish didn't do?
well, first of all, I don't think we should have hired Tudor as
Mm-hmm.
a coach. I think they should have just made the decision at the time to hire a real coach for what we had. Tudor did a lot for us, and I will always be thankful. But he was the right coach to take us to the champions. But we should have had another coach. I wouldn't have given him uh, an extension, a new contract. But again, Tudor, being the man that he is, he mutually rescinded the contract. I think right now, you was not paying him anymore. They just paid him out, not the full amount, but they paid him out. So that's one thing I blame management, and also Comoli has got to start talking a little bit more. Um, Not being like I mean, we heard more John Elkin than we heard the Como Lee, and that's not to me Como Lee should be the forefront more than he has been. He's got to take responsibilities for the decisions that he makes because he is the boss.
Yeah, that's probably one of. First off, let's welcome Andrew. Hey, Andrew, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. How's it
Hey
going?
guys, it's been a minute. It's going well. Missed you guys.
Good to have you back. We'll be with you in 1 second.
Yeah.
I think that's like my main complaint about commonly. Like we said this since Marotta left, that we wanted somebody that went in front of the damn cameras, and put the face there and take responsibility and ownership, and it hasn't been done so far completely, in good or bad, I have to say. He's not going out there now that they're winning either, but we need that. We miss that, and we can't be weak in front of the press, otherwise they're going to eat up. That's why I love Spalletti in press conference is very, very confident. Reminds me of Allegri, doing the press conferences. I haven't enjoyed press conferences since Allegri, like I'm enjoying it now. Andrew disappeared. Giovanni, let me see. Oh, here it is, Andrew. All right, welcome back. So I'm gonna quickly, ask you what I asked the guys. Like, everybody agrees that Spalletti is the main hand behind this, like, resuscitation. I guess I don't know what it is. In a month we gained like pretty much everything between us and Napoli. Now they're 1 point away. Do you agree? Do you think it's all Spalletti's, or do you think there is like that something? Okay, do you think something changed in the locker room? Because I feel like just the coach, can't be enough if there was something broken in the locker room. There were a lot of talks about like the Italian block, Perin, Gatti, Locatelli, like not being supportive. There was talks about like David not being like, welcome. Do you think something changed in the locker room? Is the Spalletti that finally nailed somebody to the wall? I mean, the play is there. We see they're playing better, but like, is just Spalletti? Something changed? What do you think?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I was really surprised to hire Spalletti and then also to see him kind of transform this team the way he has. So I think maybe that came as a shock to some of the players as well. I don't know if the players obviously don't have a lot of say in who we hire, but the fact that he came in, it has to be, like you said, I think personally, he, like you said, nailed somebody and, kind of set everyone straight because, yeah, this is a big, big difference than what we're used to seeing. And I do think a lot of it is on his shoulders, for sure.
I feel like once Spalletti arrived, the players didn't have any more excuse. Before, okay, when Motta arrived, it was like, oh, Motta, whatever. He has this, personality that is like this bulldog. Everybody's hating. Let's get rid of Motta. And then Tudor arrives. Tudor is loved, whatever, but then again, he has like this, sharp edges. Again, maybe Tudor is not experienced. It's not good for Juventus. He's young, it must be the coach's fault again. I think now somebody like Spalletti arrives that is like, it's like a top tier coach, like it or not. You can't blame him for any of this. And now the players had to put their shit on the side and start like following the coach. I think the players were boycotting up until Spalletti arrived. With Motta and with Tudor, personally.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it's like you said, he is a top tier coach with a lot of experience, which, like I said, I didn't really expect him to be able to do this. I didn't really expect Spalletti to be a great, well, I'll hold my great, but a good coach for Juve. And it's like you said, that maybe the players are boycotting and maybe the players like me learn to respect him as a manager and maybe even as a man, because a lot of these guys were really underperforming until now.
Yeah.
To add to this, Giulio and Andrew, do you remember when Locatelli was subbed? Was it a couple of games ago?
Yeah, and he told him to go sit.
He told him to go sit and shut up. Like, that's where, a coach is a coach and a player is a player. These players were just used to do whatever the hell they wanted.
Yeah.
The coach looked at him, go sit down. Like, I make the decisions here. And that's what a coach is paid for.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt, but that's why we have a real coach.
Interrupt, participate. Like, it's better that way. But you bring up a good point, because that's also the captain doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only a player. It's the damn captain. Like, he's walking out of the field on national television, showing everybody that players can complain at you if they're subbed. They shouldn't. I mean, that's bad. That's bad. The captain is the first one that like runs, goes out running because doesn't want to waste time, puts the armband to the other one and goes out. So that shows something, and maybe we were not so wrong thinking there was something wrong with the players. I mean, a lot of people pointed fingers at them, us included.
Yeah, I think as well as what you're saying, Locatelli, who's our captain, who's supposed to be Juventini like us, who I think maybe that's a lot of the reason why he's even still at this club, personally. But
He's a
it
super
took
god, that's a fact.
it took an outsider. It took someone with a Napoli tattoo on their forearm to come and teach our captain or teach our players how to respect our club, which is really surprising and really impressive, to be honest.
Something that like impresses me is how, I mean, knock on wood, this became, a solid, trio. And another credit we need to give to Spalletti was like that he pulled it out of the hat. Cup minors back there when there were no alternatives, and overall did pretty well. Now, Giovanni, do you believe this is our best back line, all things considered, at the moment?
Currently, it is. To me, the one of the top two players are absolutely untouchable in the team right now. Like, no one should complain. They should renew their contracts as much as they can. Is, of course, Yildiz, because of his talent, his creativity, his genius. But on the work ethic, the passion, anything like that, is Kelly. Kelly has been the most constant player, the most performing player. It's true. I mean, I'm going to put myself into it where I was one of the first people to be like, Kelly who? When we first got him. But now, I mean, I would give him my house. I would,
I give him my house.
He can protect anything,
It's definitely had like an exponential growth since last January when we got him.
And it's so stark also because, again, from not really knowing him to taking this lead, and even when Bremer was missing, he really did his part and kind of solidified his status. So I mean, I really like this trio. Bremer is again incredible, and I think Bremer also brings that part of the mentality, that strong and passionate mentality. And I think it's starting to solidify. I mean, knock on wood, if they stay all healthy with the results that we've been having lately. It will be a true test with, again, big teams. But if you look at it, the goals that we've been getting scored on have been reducing until the last 2 or 3 games where there were zero goals against. And Bremer was there and Kelly was there. But the rest of the team, is like feeling that momentum. And he's been sacrificing.
Kalula's played every game since the beginning of this season, I think.
Exactly.
Every game. God bless him.
And there's not really someone that can substitute him on that side. And you find him like up front scoring goals too, and then running back. Like, we can't really complain. And don't get me wrong, mistakes happen. They can't be perfect. And there's room for growth, but for what they have done, I mean, to me, they're untouchable.
Welcome, Matteo, Presidente, benvenuto.
Presi.
Ciao.
It was a while. Pietro.
Yeah, it has been a while. Pietro is here, Andrew is here. Matteo, quickly, do you agree, right?
I heard the Locatelli. I need to disagree, but okay. But other than that, I agree with everything.
Locatelli, we haven't even mentioned him.
Yeah, somebody just mentioned it.
Well,
Can we please ask to Giovanni to share the link with all these girls so we can probably have 1,000 people watching us at the same time.
Yeah. Let's also remind that John is a girlfriend. It's a joke. We're just joking here. Matteo, tell us what you think
right now.
Tell us what you think.
About what? Because I had it was an interesting night.
Yeah. We don't want to know about what's and where.
Well, like 1 hour and 10 minutes to make 8 miles. It's interesting. You got to love it.
Welcome to LA, everybody. Yeah. No, I mean, everybody has agreed that there is Spalletti's hand behind this. We're debating,
Oh, okay.
was he able to put some players in place that were maybe before boycotting other coaches, or he had a lucky streak of games.
I
Tell me.
always been one advocating that this team wasn't bad per se. They think to me as talent, and I may be one of the few one think about that. I always think that we have like the third best roster in Serie A, okay, behind the Inter and Napoli. Okay, the problem was always the coach, the front office, mix of the two. Okay, you always even know that I wasn't a huge fan of Spalletti. Okay, actually, that I was I wasn't against him. I didn't like him. Gonna be honest, but when you had the chance to get him on our bench, you need to do it, and he's showing us that first of all that we are not a bad team. There is talent in this team. I always said that the problem was always the player, the locker room, and everything, because nobody was holding them accountable. Okay, and I was hoping Tudor was gonna be look. Tudor, I don't think he's a great coach. He's a great man.
He's not a Juve coach. Tudor is not a Juve coach.
He's a below average coach. Okay, and probably we knew that. Okay, but I was hoping that at least he was gonna be the one that put everybody in place. Okay, and obviously was not. Okay, so long story short. Probably we are the right person, okay, and now it's gonna be interesting because I'm still mad because I think with the 2 points we left against Lecce is gonna be so fucking valuable, okay.
Uh-huh.
And think about that. If you have the 2 points right now, you're already up over Napoli right now, okay. So it will be like fucking believable. And I still think that look, the penalty, you can miss a penalty. I think, and we already went through this within the chat and everything. My point. And yet, David was the worst. I think it was one of the worst PK I ever seen taken. It was that one and the one with Zaza against in the Euro Cup, Italy, Germany. Okay, but that penalty, it was not supposed to him to take it. It was not supposed to. And if you have I hope that Spalletti got to the locker room and kicked Locatelli in the nuts so hard, probably his wife gonna miss him for probably in the next 4 months. Because it's an unwritten rule. Like you don't take a PK, especially a striker, that is is being criticized all the time. And I think against Lecce was having a good game. But you don't let him take that penalty. And I would blame a little bit but I would blame Locatelli like a 95%. So with that fucking 2 points, we'll be over Napoli. So, and with the 2 points, actually, we could go play the next game that's going to be in Cagliari. And Cagliari for us is always a hard game, okay? And even thinking about a tie might be not a bad result. Now you got to go to Cagliari, you got to win. So because then you have Napoli and the motherfucker coming back to Torino, maybe, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna find an excuse not to show up in the stadium. So we'll see about that. So that's what. And then we'll see if they're gonna be interesting. So
good.
But I'm happy. This team has talent. They need somebody can we be better and can we make this team better? Of course, yes. Give me another fullback, give me another center mid, give me something. But this team has talent, and of course we were not showing that on the pitch, okay, what it counts. But everybody's making fun of all our players, our fan making fun of all our players, flop miners. I'm making fun of Locatelli, but it's a different way to make fun of a player, or David, or everybody else. Okay, this team has a talent. So now, look, it's gonna be fun.
Pietro, what what do you think about this guy? I mean, he was put on the cross like several times, and now it looks like he's gaining confidence again. I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, you live in Canada, and
Well, I bought his jersey,
you
so
bought his jersey, so,
that's number one.
so there you go.
And I wear it proudly. We tend to forget that it took Zinedine Zidane a year and a half before he actually started playing well. And the first year Zinedine Zidane, everybody, people don't remember this. Everybody was making fun of who bought him. He was a failure. He was this. When you come from a different reality, Serie A is a different reality, and the locker room has a lot to do with it as well, right? So he had to adjust, and I'm not making excuses, but you don't just forget scoring goals. Okay, it's something. It's like riding a bike. Okay, you ride a bike, you'll never forget. So he's gonna be a great addition to our team, and I think he's gonna be part of this team for a long time.
Andrew, do you agree?
No,
I knew it. So, please tell us.
I think the nicest and the rudest thing I could say right now is he's definitely no Iceman.
Why?
I just I'm not really impressed by him. Even now that he's scoring, he's still missing a lot. He doesn't seem like the. I didn't watch him before. I think he came from France, right? Like Lille.
Lille.
Yeah. I didn't watch him. Why would I watch that league? I don't know, but
So Vlahovic s- used to miss open nets.
yeah,
So okay, so I mean, and we're not talking a guy that's always been playing in Italy since he was 14 years old.
yeah, true.
So I mean, I'm not defending the guy, but sometimes we need to look at everything around a player, not just the player himself.
Sure.
He's been in Italy only for a little while, and it's going to take time. I
Yeah, I
mean,
agree with
On
that.
what
that's
Pietro is saying, I mean, Pietro, you mentioned Vlahovic, and the only thing that I really enjoyed about Vlahovic before he got injured was when he would get subbed in the second half, and because he didn't like that, he would come in with that anger, and he would run for first,
With that
second, he was in
attitude,
to the
with that
last.
attitude, right?
Yes, with
Giovanni.
attitude and all that. I enjoyed that. If only they can kind of teach and push David to have that sort of like hungry mentality, I think he can be a great player. And don't get me wrong, Serie A, it's hard. Like he it's the first time, it's a big impact. And also he's not playing for Udinese or any of those teams. He's playing for Juventus. Like it's a tough environment. You get hate from every corner, even from your own fans, which is unfortunate. But I think he has the good thing is he has room for improvement if needed. But I think he's been playing decent. The one thing that I see him do is play with the team. He plays with the team, and that's already the biggest thing. So I'm not totally against David. I think that he can like definitely has room for growth, but it's hard to do that when there's constant changes in the coach and like you don't play for 8 games and then you're a starter and like he needs to. It's definitely a player that seems like needs to find his flow and his hunger. But I think he's been pretty good in the last few games. Now the real test will be with bigger teams. That's all.
Do you guys agree with this?
Absolutely, yes. But it might be the first time I agree with Green on something, probably.
so
Maybe, yeah.
to
Oh,
me.
I would add fucking go.
To me, going
I'm
back with
sorry.
what
It was
you,
no, sorry, Pietro, because like it was a
yeah,
disappointment. It was a
yeah,
disappointment.
no,
That's fine.
but
That's fine.
I'm with Giovanni. Like when Vlahovic wants to play, he's one of the best strikers. He's got the physique. He's got the touch. Uh, here's our president, and he's got everything that a striker has, but I don't want to offend anybody, but he's got the period every once in a while, and then he doesn't.
That's accurate.
It's,
28 days or 28 days out
yeah,
every
no,
month.
true.
Every month.
It's the other. It's
every
the other
month.
way around.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
only one
Thank
week
you,
he
Pietro.
doesn't have the period. The rest,
Yeah,
of
thank
the
you,
rest of the
Pietro.
3 weeks, he's
You
got the
said it
period.
perfect.
It's always got something on it up his, you know what. So that's what I don't enjoy about the guy, because he has the talent. He has the freaking talent.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about strikers and Padre Spalletti miracles, we need another one, I think.
Now let me say something about
Right.
David.
Please.
Because I was never a huge fan of him. And actually, I seen playing like probably 4 or 5 times with Canada, the national team. And Pietro, honestly, I was never impressed with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, we got him for free. So he's a 25 years old player.
For
so
a year, for
you
free.
got coming for free. It's all right. It's a good deal. Okay, so it can be a part of this team. Absolutely, yes. Okay, and I still not.
Sorry, we're talking about Openda here?
No, David.
David,
David.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm a huge fan of him. Absolutely not. But with David, even the first game, even with the preseason, you can definitely see a pattern. Like with the team, in my opinion, of course, this is my opinion, was playing better with team because he is playing for the team. He has a lot of time. He come getting the ball. He's cleaning the ball. For example, the goal that Miretti had with Sassuolo.
It's beautiful.
If we have Vlahovic, we're not going to score the goal.
No.
Because Vlahovic is not going to play making that play. He's not making room for Thuram like against Cremonese to come inside, because he's gonna make like the middle of the field busy, and because he wants the ball. So Vlahovic, you're right, he has all the tools. He still doesn't know how to use them, but it's 3 years enough that he's with us, and look, a change of scenery probably is going to work for him as well. So what I was trying to say, David, I think right now is the striker we need to play. Can we upgrade the position? Maybe yes, but there is not that many strikers. If you check around Europe, around the world, I don't see that many strikers. Hey, I have a soft spot, for example, for Piers Esposito. You know that. I think he played the 9 like nobody else in Italy in this moment. Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
And I like his brother as well. David, in this moment, is perfect for us. The team plays better, and that why I was mad, because after what happened against Lecce, okay, and he basically killed the guy. Thank God we have Spalletti. He have a big personality, and thank God he did something. I think something happened with him, and he was able to score against Sassuolo. He was able to, and he scored again this time. So maybe, hopefully now it's getting better, because I was hearing that even when you play with Lille, the first 3-4 months, he wasn't scoring that much. But we're talking a player that almost scored like 100 goals in the last 3 years against Lille. So he definitely knows how to put the ball in the net. Is the best 9 in the world? Absolutely not. But there is not that many.
Yeah.
So what about Openda here? Anybody?
Can I go?
Anything? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I just want to clear up really quick. Back to David. I'm not a David hater, by the way.
Openda, then. No? I'm not gonna bring it up anymore. Go ahead.
I'm not a David hater, and I'm also not the biggest fan of Vlahovic. I don't agree that David is this Iceman yet. I think he definitely needs more time. Like you said, he is coming from a new league, from playing in France, and I know that's really hard. I also wasn't calling for his head when he missed the penalty. I think like it is what they train for and get paid to do. But considering all the different circumstances, I think the blame is just kind of on the team. We should have just beat Lecce. Let's just leave it at that, penalty missed or not. But yeah, I just want to reiterate that I'm not a David hater. I think he has potential, and I like Matteo said. I kind of agree with everything Matteo's saying. Is that he is kind of the guy that we should be playing right now.
and again, I want to add one thing about David.
Now you need to talk about Openda.
No, fuck Openda. I'm not going to talk about him anymore. No, fuck him. No, it's like, honestly, like, the important part is like what Matteo said about the team plays. Like, there are other people who can score also in the team. It's not the only one, you know. But No, there are. There should. Ilditz. Fuck. Okay, I was looking at the ranking today of the scorer. Ilditz, like the top scorer is 10 goals. Ilditz has 7. I mean, he's right there. So
Yes, but
and
Ildiz he stopped fighting Europe. So
is what?
he stopped fighting Europe, to my opinion.
No, right. So what I say, I mean,
we are not talking about like a
sure.
regular
I'm
guy,
saying
yeah.
like there is like Conceição, Zegrova, we have so. But if you look at the game with Sassuolo, the way it was distributing the ball was like finally like a breath of fresh air. Like Jesus, we hadn't seen that like in freaking forever. So we need that type of person there. Then if he scores, it's even better. So that said, fuck Openda. I want to talk about Miretti at this point.
No, Openda, let's talk about Openda because Openda is a perfect example of how stupid our fan base, in my opinion. I never been like I always like a huge. My mouth is big, guys, and I always I reach up to a place that I can't stand it. Juventus fan like. Now everybody's jumping back to the wagon. Okay, let's wait. We lose probably a game or two, and then everybody's gonna probably starting like derail again. Okay. When we got Openda, like I wanted to get Colomoni, okay, and for different reasons we didn't get him, okay, and because probably we didn't get him. We're gonna spend 42 million for this guy. That's probably is a decent player, but I was reading when we got. Oh, I'm so happy we got Openda instead of Colomoni. Dude, who is Openda?
Yeah. And Colomani had already played with us and shown what he could do on the team.
I probably there are reasons why Colomani didn't join the team, but everybody because our fan on X, especially on the social. Oh yes, Openda XG, XT, BBC, 3DC, and everything.
What is it? Is it a striker?
I have no idea. I haven't figured out yet. Honestly, I haven't figured out him yet, and it's probably not a bad player, but he hasn't shown anything.
No. He actually has had some very bad moments on the field. But we got him, and now we're going to pay him. Not pay him. We're going to buy him because it's with obligation, I think, in June, like something like 50 million or so.
42, I think.
42. Jesus. So it's not even, that cheap. But, hey.
Unless we go to Serie B, and then we don't have to.
And then we give it back.
That's the only.
That's the clause. Yeah. They have that clause. That's like kind of hilarious. Padre Spalletti also, finally was able to, in a way, bring this guy out of his
MILF.
Huh?
MILF. Man, I love Fabio Miretti.
He has been like one of those like.
Now you can guys tell me that was right. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself, but you can tell me I was right about.
Who needs to tell you were right?
Everybody. I was probably the only believer in this guy.
Oh, not true. So, do you guys believe
Edo, where are you?
He can be. Yeah, where is Edo, by the way? Do you guys believe this guy can be a starter in our team, or just like another kid that is good for the bench, comes in, Can he be a starter? Matteo, since you praise him so much.
Look, I'm probably the biggest fan of this guy, okay? Can he be the starter? In this Juve, probably can. Maybe every game, probably not, okay? It needs, I think, it benefit a lot about the last year that he was on loan in Genoa, because he was in a different situation, everything, okay? And then I think this guy can be special, yes. I think he miss a little bit like some pounds. It needs to be.
Yeah, it's a little light.
Yeah, it's a little light. He needs to learn how to finish, and I'm happy that he scored 2 games ago, and he had the goal it was the Bremer goal, but it was his shot. So so it needs to be more consistent because he can touch the ball like nobody can touch in our team, and he play really well with Ilditz. They found each other many times. Okay, can it be like a starter? They started in that position. I have no idea, honestly. He needs to get what you need to give us like what we see in the last couple of games, like more, because 1 month ago, okay, he started against Bodo Glimt in Champions League and he had an amazing game, okay, but then he started against Paphos, and we have like the worst first half we had in our season, probably in the last three years, and everybody was calling for his head. So our fan base is like, I'm tired of this fan base, because like we always advocating for having like young player to play, and when they play and they have like a bad half, we always insulting them. Okay, so I'm tired of them. This guy can be part of this event, absolutely yes. Can he be like a starter, like on a regular basis, especially on that position? That where we play right now on the 4-2-3-1, like behind the striker. I have no idea, but definitely he is like the 12, 13, or 14 player on this team. Never. I hope
Well,
he can take the next step. I hope. Is it gonna take it? I don't know, but I love the guy.
since we're on the midfield, Giovanni, I'm gonna maybe it's a vision. It's a vision. You're not seeing it. You see it? You're not seeing it.
It's so. Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
They're saying this guy could come back next year.
It's rough. I mean, I think we badly managed the whole situation. I wouldn't so much put it on the player himself. Um, they was okay. I don't think he played at his max potential when he was with us. I think he was not given a proper chance, and I know you need to fight for it, especially in a team like Juventus. But there were a couple of games that we see flashes of what he could do. He's just mentally, he was already spelled.
He needs to be
He
blessed.
Yes, I think under Spalletti he could bring something out of him. Absolutely. I I I personally think we need to start. Our midfield is thin. There's not a lot of players that can, substitute and be in there and play the ball. And I think Locatelli is, as much as I love him, um, I think he needs some rest. He needs. But listen, okay, here's the thing. I think Locatelli, the basics, he has them. He has the vision. He knows where to, how to make the play flow and all that. And he uses left. He uses his right. When we have players that can only use one foot. But I think Locatelli needs to start playing less. Because also what it's increasing is the amount of mistakes, the amount of close chances. But again, the thing is, our midfield is so thin. Like, it's almost like you kind of have to play him right now because Coop is in his flow right now, in his state, and it's very fragile. And so
Well, we're talking about Locatelli here.
But yeah, like I'm saying, like,
But that's the
Locatelli-
only reason why Locatelli has been playing for 3 years, because our mids have sucked so much. He's the only one that's always healthy. You gotta have him play.
He's not playing
and it's
that
so
bad.
thin. And
No, it's not that bad, but like
he's doing the basics, but
okay, we need to address this fucking Locatelli situation here once and for all. Okay, so the problem with Locatelli, guys, is that he's not bad. He's bad for what we bought him for. We paid 40 million because he needed to be the light of the midfield. Now we realize that he's not the light. He doesn't have vision, doesn't have feet. He needs to play next to somebody that, knows the ball well, is not scared about moving the ball around, and then Locatelli next to the person can shine. The problem is like he's been playing with mediocre players like him and everybody sucks. But he's strong physically, so all coaches can rely on him. So he plays every freaking game. So he's not a bad player. But it's not like he's barely a Juve starter. Barely. I think that's what Locatelli is. We could agree on that, right?
I mean, I that's the thing. I agree. And I think that's where the next investment to be at, or start looking at. We were so good, like with Allegri and that whole time, to bring youngsters up and like show them the system, and look how many youngsters we brought up and went to other big teams because we had that system in place and we knew what to do with them. So I think Miretti, going back to Miretti, I think he needs to stay. He needs to play. Um, he needs to find his flow. I think he's great on his feet. He's great on his mental quickness. Um, and we need to start figure out a way to maybe next season fade Locatelli out. Um, and little side note for me is also um, one issue with this team is, or some players in this team that kind of Spalletti is helping solve is they listen too much to the outside.
Yeah.
And this whole like posting on social media when someone is not, I'm not, saying any names, but when you're not happy about you getting subbed out, you put on social media like you're the captain and all that. Like they need to just stop with all that. Just this is the perfect time with the momentum that we have to just raise all the noise, even like people complaining about David and all that stuff, and like put your head down, listen to your coach, and keep pushing. Because as soon as you find any of those distractions, then you get caught up in it and you lose your momentum. That's a little sorry,
Agreed,
side note.
agreed, and agreed. All right. In conclusion, guys, this is oh shit, it's a little small, but this is these are our next few games in Serie A. I can barely
I'm
read it.
old. I can say that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you. So we have Cagliari.
Are you doing
says
prediction? No, I'm leaving.
no, you don't predict anything. I
We
mute you.
jinx everything and everyone.
I will mute you. No. So Cagliari next Saturday. Then we have Napoli.
Wait a second, Joe. You're coming on Saturday, right?
Always, of course.
You're
I'm
not
the
wearing
one
something,
cutting the
Joe, right?
ribbon at
Okay,
the
great.
square.
Oh, you can,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. Okay. One of your girls are gonna do that.
Yeah. All right. So we have like Cagliari, Napoli, and then February it's like another challenging month. Parma, Lazio, Inter, and Com. All right. So you know, I'm not gonna do the predictions, guys.
No.
Let's just say
Good.
that between like now at the end of February, I think we'll know more about what we're made of. Do you guys agree? Because then I see March and April like a little more doable. I feel February is gonna be the big test, like it was like the end of December. End of January, February is gonna be the big test, and now we have also the Champions League in between those games with who we play with. I don't remember.
Benfica and
Benfica.
Monaco.
I think I have the Champions League
Benfica
too
and Monaco.
here. Yeah, we have them on the.
Trust me.
No, the dates on the
Benfica
21st.
and Monaco the following one, I think.
Yeah. So challenging month, January, February, and then we will see where we stand. I'm afraid to ask that question, but do you guys think we're back in the race? Who's granting?
Me.
All of us.
No, look, I'm gonna go first. Then I'm really curious to hear what Pietro has to say. But are we will be back? I don't think so. Okay, but I would love for us to stay there as long as we can. That's why I was fucking mad about the 2 points that we lost against Lecce. Let's get them. Let's because yes, probably let's get used to be there in March, like 5-6 points from the top. Okay, at least they're feeling us because Inter is going super fast right now. He's like even too fast in my opinion. If you wanna ask me, and then they have everything in their favor, like especially everywhere. Okay, and I think they still like it's Napoli to lose this Scudetto. But let them feel that we are there. Let them feel because they're gonna get scared. And we're gonna get used to be there. When it's gonna be like March, end of March, you still like second, third, or like 4 or 5 points out of first place. Let's get used to that because next year we're gonna be there. We need to be there. It's time.
Pietro, what do you think? We back? We have any chance?
We're gonna be ahead of last year for sure. Um, Regarding Inter, Matteo wasn't there when Julio asked me the question. I'm with you. They're gonna win because of luck and VAR and referees and all any call that it could go to their favor, it will go to their favor. But one thing that they haven't done this year, I think maybe they've done it once. The head-to-head, they've always lost. Inter.
Yeah, they haven't won any big game.
They haven't won any big games. So uh, right now they're what 6 points ahead of Milan
Yeah.
with a game in hand because
Mhm.
Milan still has to play,
Tomorrow.
and of course the pink newspaper already said they're racing away for the Scudetto, right? Um, Things can change. Juve will be better than last year for sure. I'm not sure where. I never make predictions because whatever I say, it's usually the other way around. So um, that's how I feel.
Giovanni, Andrew, I want to hear everybody about this.
Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
Okay. Are we back? I don't know what time you're referring to us being back to, because back to the glory days, definitely not.
No,
But
are we
we're
back in the race this year? Like, we're
Uh,
back in the race.
my answer's still the same. I don't think that we're back. I don't think it's safe to say that we're back yet. I think we're better than we were this time last year. I think we're better than we were a month ago. And that's exciting. It's fun to see us win, to be excited to watch us play again and not just kind of passively watch it. Um, are we back? I think we are going to make top four, and I think we're gonna scare the hell out of the teams in the top four with us. But I don't think we're back as far as like a Scudetto race. I think second place would be a really big step up. I think the last best finish we've had was like third place a few years ago. So yeah, I don't know if we're
I like
back altogether, but it's exciting, and I'd love to dream about it. I could say that.
Giovanni. And before
And it
Giovanni,
doesn't cost anything.
but Alessandro Sampogna is back. At least he's back in LA. All right, Giovanni,
Well,
what?
okay, so now you can
Uh,
sleep really well.
there you go. I mean, I agree. Same thing. Back in the race, I don't know yet. I would be cautious with that. I think we're back working. We're back, trying to concentrate. Um, I think it will be the attention in the details and in the smaller games, not so much in the bigger games. I think if we're able to um, focus on one game at a time, and especially the smaller ones where we need to secure those points, then we can talk about it and we can definitely scare the other teams. But I think we definitely need to put those away. Lecce might have been a learning lesson, and I hope Spalletti, uh, talk to everyone, be like, all right, we allowed it once, we allow no more. Um, so um, so yeah, I think it's super exciting. I hope they can take it one game at a time. Tough schedule, we'll see.
You all bastards. Somebody's gotta say.
No, don't say it. I have a question
No,
for Giovanni.
at least not you,
No, you
Julio.
especially
Anyone
you don't
else but
say it.
not you, Julio.
I have a
Anyone else
question
but
for
not you.
Giovanni if I'm if I can.
Go ahead.
Please, please.
Have you finally put bed your crush for the porno buffo and replace him with Lloyd fucking Kelly?
Okay, so that's what we said at the beginning when we were talking
Ah,
about the
okay.
trio.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
shocked.
Kelly, for me, to summarize, is one of the top two or three untouchables in the team. His growth has been so exponential, but I've been looking at Porno Buffalo's stats, and it's rough. It's been rough. They've been getting scored on a lot, but I can transition it to a Kelly one for sure.
All right, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna just end right after I say, if at the end of February we're still like 5 points away, we're gonna win it. Good night. Bye, everybody. Bye. Have a good night. See ya. Bye. Thank you.